Good morning. It is Thursday, May the 20th. I'm Shane Seeley, and this is the CBC Morning Report. As Barbados continues to ease COVID-19 restrictions, players in the entertainment industry say they are being left in the dark. That's the view of the Barbados Association of Event Professionals. The Vice President Orlando Newton says the association and its members want a forum with government to discuss the way forward as they try to overcome huge losses. Now, Mr. Newton joins me live on the Morning Report to discuss the issue, along with Secretary of the Association, Event Management Consultant, and UWI lecturer, DeCarla Applewhite. Good morning to you both. Good to have you on the Morning Report. Okay, hopefully I see you talking, but hopefully I can hear you in a matter of moments. Orlando, my first question goes to you. The association says it's being left in the dark. Talk to me about the situation or lack of attention to the entertainment industry in your view.
I hope you can hear me quite well.
Can hear you now. Perfect.
Good, great. When we say the stakeholders in the entertainment industry, when we look at it, is not only events as parties. The entertainment industry covers from hotel entertainment to conferences, destination weddings. There's a whole gamut of things that our industry covers. So what we're basically saying is that other stakeholders in the economy have been brought to the table to discuss the issues and the way forward. And we are still awaiting that call. We have met with other stakeholders in the industry at different levels, but an official meeting with the powers that be have not yet come.
What are some of the key things that need to be talked about as we watch the rollout of the rest of the economy? You're saying that nothing is really being said about what will happen in the entertainment industry. Why is this talk necessary right now?
DeCarla, you want to cover that one, or you want me to hit that one?
Sure. Good morning, Shane. Yes. I think we have to consider that it has to be precursory, because anyone that is an event producer, venue manager, event supplier would need necessary to get ready. An event, as you could imagine, just doesn't necessarily happen at a moment's notice. Right now, we, as of May 8th, we were getting ready for the tourism sector to reopen under new protocols. And one thing that must be said, and it's very important, is that events, entertainment, and tourism go hand in hand. They are in gamut what it is that is the tourism sector. We complement each other. So even if we're going to have persons come in, persons are coming in for sun, sea, sand, sport, and you could take sport literally or sport just being fun. Something that's going to engage them socially, something that's going to engage them culturally. We've been met with different protocols being rolled out, but we think it'd be very important for us, even as we held sessions in the last 4 or 5 weeks in terms of our webinar series, that we as event producers, event planners, event suppliers, we also be part of that conversation. Because if we are, we've got cinemas reopening, we've got flights coming in again from the top of the month, more than likely we were next in line, and we need to be considering what that means for us. What are the kind of events that we'll be able to be hosting, the persons that we'll be hosting them for, and most importantly, the protocols for persons who are going to be attending those events. We ourselves, as the spearheaded of the event, need to be able to understand that and need to necessarily put that in place.
Understood, because you need to prepare for events. You don't just jump and say that you'll have an event tomorrow and make all the necessary preparations the day before. Orlando, I want to come back to you with the absence of those conversations that you would want. What are entertainment industry players doing at the moment? Are they still preparing themselves, or is just a wait and see?
We cannot wait and see. We have always been very creative and in every sort, because that is our industry. Our industry is a situation where we are always preparing for the next level. I think we have taken this time to prepare ourselves, understanding, for example, with PAL, we have always, but right now we have activated fully our contactless ticketing systems. Our suppliers are looking at ways and means to look at the health issues that may occur. So our industry have been very proactive on their own, looking at ways and means to move forward. We're also looking at the hybrids of events, which is a combination of live and virtual. But we also know our culture also, and have been seen since the pandemic started since last March, that virtual events in the Caribbean have not been well received. They have checking the records of virtual events across the world with my colleagues. They have not been well received. People are not willing to pay to watch an event. We are social human beings. But with that withstanding, our source markets, if it be New York, England, Germany, have all been doing test events and government-private partnerships to see what is possible. I know in England, in Liverpool, they had one with 3,000 people. Are our events going to be vaccinated? Are they going to be positive? As the Carol was saying, we want to know what is really there. But our industry stretches so far that I was talking to a hairdresser friend of mine, and she was saying the difference between her opening now and getting 3 clients on a Saturday, and the event industry rolling, and she getting 12 clients on a Saturday. So these are things that people don't understand. That our marketplace serves not only, as most people believe, the partiers, but also a lot of subsectors of other parts of society, of the economy.
Yes, the
So
trickle-down
these are
effect.
things that we look at. But our source markets, New York is opening in a matter of days. Miami have already opened already. California is opening. France, Germany, Spain, all those places have already done test events. So we're not remaking the wheel, because we do not have the funds to actually remake the wheel. We take our lead from international organizations like the WHO and so forth, and we're all well with that, because health comes first for every single thing that we do. Yeah.
Before you go, both of you, I think, may want to bite at this cherry, because I've heard that the players in the entertainment industry have been discussing something that was brought on the table a couple months ago, the possibility of having a scaled down crop over this year. Since then, I guess those conversations have died out a bit. We haven't heard anything much about moving forward with crop over. What is the general consensus right now?
The general consensus, I would say, Shane, is summer is a couple weeks away. And one of the mantras that we use for crop over that is the sweetest summer festival, for instance. And it leads me back to that whole discussion is what are the preparations? What does it necessarily include? Last year, we were able to do in that finale weekend, there were a few events that were actually held. They were held within restrictions, restricted numbers, requisite protocols, things like that were necessarily in place. We were building towards it. If they're still thinking of necessarily moving towards some element of crop over, we would think that sooner rather than later, that information would be shared. Because one thing about crop over, it is very much a community festival. And when I say community, in that, yes, we know it in terms of the competitions as such that would be staged, but there are also other fringe events that are held under the aegis of the whole festival season, which actually make up a bulk of the season, and they're like private partnerships, because not only is it engaging event producers, it's also engaging, let's say, the private sector as sponsors, as well as branded events. So those discussions will be even broader than a consideration of just being hosted with event producers, perhaps through the agency that manages the Crop Over Festival, the National Cultural Foundation, and probably lead us right up through the Ministry of Health and the idea of what happens at the Ministry Division of Culture.
Yeah, and we're hoping that there's some light shed on the entertainment industry as we move forward. DeCarla Orlando, thank you so much. DeCarla Applewhite is the secretary, and Orlando Newton, he's the vice president of the association, the Barbados Association of Event Professionals. Thank you so much for coming and sharing with us this morning.
Thank you, Shane.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure. We'll take a break here and come back with those local, regional, and international COVID-19 updates.
to visitors.
Let's now look ahead to what's coming up on the Thursday edition of Morning Barbados. Here's Pearson.
Today, Thursday, of course, is our Exceptional Youth Day. Today, we meet a few of them really, who have used sport to propel them into their chosen field. One who is an aspiring vet, another who has taken a course in public policy, one who has now opened up her own business. It's really exciting to share with you who they are. We'll also today be hearing what is happening in the month of May as St. John is recognized as all part of the Parish Independence celebrations. We'll hear more about what's on the calendar events as the month winds down. But we'll also hear today about what's happening as it is World Human Resource Management Day. And so we're going to be joined by the president of HERMAB, who will talk to us about the upcoming Tabata and what's on the stage for today as well. So that and a whole lot more when you join me here on Morning Barbados. Back to you, Shane.
Thank you so much, Pearson. For the children, as we focus on the youth, also we're hearing about healthier options coming for them at school. More on that after the break. Efforts will be stepped up to give primary and secondary school students more healthy and wholesome nutrition choices from the next academic year. That's when the National School Nutrition Policy takes effect. The announcement has come from the Acting Chief Education Officer, Joy Adamson, at a childhood obesity prevention online workshop for media personnel.
The Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training will be focusing on three main areas. 1. We will be reviewing the menus of the school meals department. 2. We will place more emphasis on health and activity in our schools. And 3. We will be informing our parents on how to prepare healthy meals and encourage their children on ward to consume healthy meals as well.
An initiative aimed at easing the physical demands on the country's Sanitation Service Authority workers will be rolled out over the next few months. The Minister of the Environment and National Beautification, Adrian Ford, says garbage trucks will be retrofitted with mechanical devices to lift and empty garbage cans. He says it will reduce the occupational hazards for workers and is part of a wider move to improve efficiency.
Over the next couple of months, we are going to roll out the mechanical devices at the back of the trucks. Barbadians will be given, each Barbadian will be given a garbage can that speaks to reusable and one that speaks to reusable and recyclable, because the 5 tenets must be respected. Those are reduce, reuse, recycle, recover, and repair. very important tenets that we operate on going forward. There must be a new meaning of integrated solid waste management in Barbados, and that is what we are going to do.
Minister Ford made the comments at the launch of the Clean and Green program in Paddock Road, the Garrison, St. Michael. There he also addressed rumors surrounding the awarding of the contract for the mechanical devices.
The contract that was awarded was done understanding all the principles of contracts. It went to the news, went in the public domain, in the both Advocate and the Nation newspaper. Tenders went in like any other contract after 2018, and a person was awarded, a company by the name of ProSource, who was doing the same operation in St. Kitts and done an extremely good job, was awarded the contract. And I want to say we are proud at the Sanitation Service Authority to be able to improve not only the standards of work and the efficiency, but to improve the livelihoods of our workers because we care.
Also at the launch was the Minister of Maritime Affairs and the Blue Economy, Kirk Humphrey, who spoke about some of the major changes at the Bridgetown port. From next week, people with barrels and other personal effects coming through the Bridgetown port will once again be able to visit the facility in person to inspect and clear them. Access to the port for this purpose had been restricted due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Humphrey says the move is in response to claims from Barbadians that items had gone missing from their barrels and packages.
Anyone who has a barrel or a box or any personal effects in the port will be allowed back into the port to be able to open the boxes and inspect the boxes at that time in the Bridgetown port. So the idea that a person would be delivering your boxes to your house and that somebody had access to the barrels would be cut out almost immediately, and that you have to come in and present yourself and go through the barrels in customs.
Dozens of senior citizens will soon be able to avoid those long lines at the bank and post office and instead conduct their business online. That's because the National Library Service has launched a digital literacy program just for the elderly. Sharika Griffith has the details.
These three seniors are some of the first participants in the National Library Service's digital literacy program for the elderly.
We know that we live in an age where computer is the thing. And as older persons, if we don't learn it, we'll be left behind.
You know, I'm tired of being told you need to get with the program or you need to get comfortable using the banking services, using the ATMs and so on.
Lately with all this lockdown and thing, I think a lot of people my age are having difficulties standing in lines and waiting. And with this online program that we'll be able to go in and do our own business instead of confusing, I will say, our children and friends and thing about it.
Over the next 2 weeks, they will spend Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays learning how to use the internet to bank, pay bills, shop for groceries and interact with government portals. Coordinator of Outreach Programs with the National Library Service, John Downs, says the program, which targets people over 65, was created to help those most at risk during the COVID-19 pandemic conduct business safely at home.
We have 3 training centres, 6 roads in the east, Spicestown in the north, and headquarters in Bridgetown. The program started with 10 persons, and on completion of this 10 training, we will have another 10. We've had requests to lower the age because some people in the 50s, early 60s have expressed an interest in joining the program. So we'll talk with CIBC and they've expressed an interest in expanding the program to facilitate other age groups.
Minister in the Prime Minister's office with responsibility for culture, John King, describes it as a great initiative.
When you talk about literacy and digital literacy, we would know that our older people are oftentimes left behind as the technology changes as quickly as it does. And even people in my age group oftentimes find it difficult to catch up. So initiatives like these are very, very important.
CIBC First Caribbean International Bank has partnered with the Library Service to facilitate the training.
We have our digital champions on board who are coming and working with the elderly and actually giving them some insight
as to how to sign on to the online banking and get all of those nice things done, which they will be able to do in the comfort of their homes. We are indeed excited about this because I'm sure if you take notice of CIBC First Caribbean, you'll see that we are promoting very much our online banking.
Telecommunications company Flow has also agreed to provide free internet access for some participants. Sharika Griffith, CBC News.
Let's move further afield now, and we're hearing that there's a political crisis involving Spain and Morocco over a migrant influx into the Spanish enclaves. Okay, so we'll come back to that story. Let's move on to sports now. And Cricket West Indies has confirmed that 30 members of the West Indies men's red ball training squad and management have received vaccinations against COVID-19 in St. Lucia, where they're preparing for the upcoming ICC World Test Championship matches against South Africa. CWI, in partnership with the government of St. Lucia, through the support of the Ministry of Health and the Caribbean Public Health Agency, has been able to secure COVID-19 vaccines for all interested squad members. Cricket West Indies has been supporting the efforts of regional governments to encourage everyone to get vaccinated against COVID-19, with the West Indies women training squad receiving their first doses while at the training camp in Antigua last week. 11 players and support staff received their first dose of the vaccine, along with 2 squad members, and several received their second dose. Several members of the training squad have already received first doses in their home countries and will receive their second dose later in the summer. The West Indies men's squads are living and training in a biosecure bubble environment ahead of their schedule of international home fixtures. Local featherweight boxer Kobe Breedy, who has been boxing in the U.S. now, has been given an opportunity to train with the very best in the business. Breedy has been offered an extension on his audition for retired undefeated boxing champion Floyd Money Mayweather. Sean Green has that story.
Breedy, who currently holds a 15-1 success record in his divisional circuit in the U.S., has been under the watchful eye of coach Floyd Seymour. Now, the Bajan boxer, who lives in Maryland, has had an invite from Mayweather Promotions to train. And according to his coach, the Money Team, a lifestyle born and inspired by the very best in the business, Floyd Money Mayweather, have offered to extend their offer to Breedy to train with them a bit longer.
Mayweather Promotions wants Kobe and Breedy to stay up here for another week. So Floyd want to check Kobe out for next week, him and the money Team. So you know what I mean? I gotta head back to DC and let Kobe do his thing. So Kobe will be up here training with the Mayweather Money Team for another week.
Maybe meeting the man himself can serve as some inspiration for Breedy, who has so far tasted just one defeat in 16 bouts. Sean Green, CBC Sports.
Time now for a look at the weather. The temperature right now, 27 degrees Celsius. It's feeling a bit warmer than that, up to 29 degrees Celsius, the apparent temperature. It's partly cloudy on the outside, and the relative humidity is up to 81%. The barometric pressure stands at 1015 millibars, and those winds are coming out of the east at 22 kilometers per hour. We'll get a high tide this morning at 5 minutes to 10. A low tide will come our way at 16 minutes to 5 in the afternoon. Those seas are calm to moderate in open water. Swells are around 2 meters and holding steady. Here in Barbados, it will be partly sunny today with a few brief isolated light showers. A layer of slight dust, though, will be visible across the island. And much of the same tonight, partly cloudy with a few brief isolated light showers, and that haze outlook remains in effect. Over the Lesser Antilles, today and tonight, it will be fair to partly cloudy with a few brief isolated light showers. A lot of cloud and a lot of showers in most of our international jurisdictions, getting up to 32 degrees Celsius in New York today, down to 21. In Boston, not as warm, up to 23 there under some cloudy skies. And that's it for this edition of the Morning Report. I'm Shane Seeley. Morning Barbados starts now.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome to today, Thursday, the 20th of May, 2021. I'm Pearson Bowen. Glad you could join me right here on Bajan TV, TV8, or for those of you watching our stream on our Facebook page at CBC Barbados or Morning Barbados. Good having you company. Also, great to have you company too on our YouTube channel, Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. Now, as you know, it's Thursday, so today it's Exceptional Youth Day and a little bit more. But for sure, over the last few weeks, we've been sharing with you the value of sport and how sport can aid in one's academic development. And so this morning, you'll get to meet a young man who, on a football scholarship, has been able to go on then to study public policy. And how is that making a tremendous difference to his life, and how has football really aided him in being able to pursue his study and his course in public policy? We'll talk to him a little bit about that. You'd also meet a young teenager who has decided to open up her own business to treat little cats and dogs. I can't wait to be able to meet with her to share her inspiring story as well. And those are just a couple. Today we'll also hear about what's happening in St. John, as the month of May is noted as that month in which the parish of St. John is recognized. And so they have an entire month to stage a number of activities in support of the Parish Independence Celebration Secretariat's activities. And how have you been involved in that in St. John? We'll also today, hopefully very soon, be connecting with the Human Resource Management Association of Barbados. And so this morning, again, let me say good morning to a good friend, the president of HERMAB, Brittany Brathwaite. Good morning to you, Brittany.
Good morning, Pearson. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been a while. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm doing well.
Now, today is a big day. Today is International Human Resource Day. Congratulations, first of all, on the celebration. But today is also a big day because you're having a big event known as the Tabata.
Yeah.
Let's start there before we go into some other subjects. What's the Tabata and when is it?
It's today. It happens at 6 p.m. It's free. It's open to the public. And our feature address will be delivered by the Honorable Minister Colin Jordan, Minister of Labour, Social Partnership Relations and the Third Sector. We are really ecstatic to have Minister Jordan deliver the feature address, but as soon as he concludes, we jump into the Tabata. And the Tabata is going to be a circuit. So literally you get snapshots of presentations, 15 minutes long, on very exciting and trending topics. We have Ms. Joan Underwood, who's going to be touching on leadership. We have Ms. Paula Walcott. We also have a practitioner from Jamaica who's going to join Ms. Anjanette Brathwaite on touching on the war for talent. And I'm also going to be there looking at industrial unrest, whether it's a threat or an opportunity. So we have really short circuits of impactful presentations happening today, and we invite everyone. All you need to do is visit the HERMAB website. You can register, and it's free of cost. You can join this evening at 6 p.m.
I like that. In this week, you've been opening up opportunities to general public. You do not necessarily have to be an HR practitioner to benefit from all that you've been offering. And I know you had an event on Tuesday. I'll come back to dissect this other Tabata elements with you in a moment. But how did Tuesday go? Because I had a call coming in from Nevis who wanted to join. She can't wait to join the association. And so she wanted to access all of these things that the HERMAB is offering. How did that go on Tuesday?
It was really, really, really good. We had two attorneys on the panel, Mr. Michael Koyman, Ms. Kamisha Benjamin. We also had Dennis DePisa from C2SAB on the panel. And the intention was to fully ventilate the legality of vaccination, COVID-19 vaccinations specifically for employment. I think lots of solid legal precedent was presented for consideration. There was an evaluation on whether industries versus sole enterprises and sole organizations may need to come together and say, well, as this industry, we are saying this is what's required moving forward. And I think that's the distinction that we've seen in other territories. So versus a singular entity saying, we're going to require this and having to deal with the fallout, we've seen industries supported by policy positions saying this is going to be a requirement for work going forward. And those legal precedents, we had lots of policymakers on the call. So the hope is that that type of advocacy and lobbying can really churn out some positions very soon. No, we don't anticipate to see a mandatory move towards the vaccination, but for at least not nationally, but the requirement on specific industries was fully ventilated and seems to be a feasible option.
All right, which brings us now to today's activity, the Tabata, because the four elements that you've outlined as the focus today, leadership in particular, and these are all elements that are challenged today by the new way of doing business. And so leadership is going to be squarely under that microscope for about 15 minutes. And when we talk about leadership, what are some of the concerns from HERMAB do you think that HERMAB would want to bring out as it relates to leadership?
I think people management, as a huge concept, we're not just talking about HR practitioners, as you rightfully said, Pearson. We're dealing with small business owners, people who run businesses, who are like the accountants but manage the HR element. And we're dealing with supervisors and managers and the middle management. All of you are people leaders, and you're invited not just to join HERMAB, but to join this event. Because leadership and linking what you're doing every day on the ground to the strategic element in the organization, it doesn't always come naturally. And sometimes we find ourselves as leaders, in Bajan parlance, kind of spinning top in mud. We find ourselves not being able to have difficult conversations. We find ourselves not being able to challenge the way in which we lead and self-assess. And those are some of the critical things that we're going to tackle this afternoon in the construct of leadership. And of course, the COVID-19 pandemic has thrown all types of nuances on leadership.
Yes. And because we're operating now in an environment of change and rapid change, it's so critical that leadership is also aware of that change and adaptable to that change, and so that they can lead better those who they serve. But one of those things that you're also focusing on today is working from home. We have had to do that in significant ways. And so that's a new normal that a lot of people are now battling with. And so there are rules, there are processes that need to be put in place. Talk to me a little bit about what that section is going to be focusing on as well.
So we're going to look at the structure and maintaining a work from home structure in the long run. I think at this point, some people have been working from home for an entire year, and some organizations realize that it results in lower cost to have people working from home. Some people are more productive. But of course, there are still challenges. So do you have the right processes in place to ensure people are not just working from home, but being productive? Do we understand, how we can help people avoid exhaustion? Those types of critical things. And I think the war on talent, that session also links to the work from home, because the way in which we are recruiting and the way in which we are attracting talent fundamentally differs now. Yes. You have people who are doing 2 and 3 jobs. We are participating in the gig economy. So it's just going to be absolutely fantastic this afternoon.
And then you have the heavy lifting one. You have industrial unrest. We see a lot of it happening on our particular landscape in particular, whether it's a threat or opportunity. Now, I'm going to pick your brain. What do you think? Is it a threat or an opportunity?
I think we often have to look at the past to understand where we are and where we're going. And in the context of whether it's a threat or an opportunity, we have to look at the nuanced situations. So yes, there's always the opportunity to learn when we have the magnitude of industrial unrest that we've had at this time. Of course, it is also a threat when we see it being so pervasive. but how are we as practitioners and people leaders soaking up the elements that we can learn from these things? And I'll give you a nugget on some insight on what I will touch on today. So one of the key learning points that have come from all the industrial unrest is that there is a critical failure in some instances around communication and around people understanding the basic things, say, for example, around terminations and severances and how that functions. And sharing critical facts with employees, keeping the communication lines open, has been the biggest learning point from the industrial unrest we've seen since last March, if you ask me. And that will be how we look to evaluate, threat or opportunity, and how do we learn from this to implement lasting policies going ahead.
Communication also requires listening. And when you listen to what people who are engaged in the industrial unrest are saying, they're saying, somehow you're not hearing me. So how would the Human Resource Management Association of Barbados be able to, again, it ties right back into leadership, aid in helping leaders to hear what their employees are saying?
I think consultation is critical. And often during the pandemic, because people, leaders, and practitioners were often making decisions based on information that both them and the employees were hearing at the same time, there were a lot of assumptions made sometimes. So we assumed that people would have empathy for the decision that a company would have to make. And in some cases, consultation was not the precursory step. So beyond just listening, we have to handle things with care. And many practitioners do, but not just handle with care, handle with clear and concise information. Because you can handle with care, but you provide information that isn't factual. So there are a number of variables that go into, yes, listening, but also sharing with people the information that matters. And that doesn't mean you'll please everyone, because sometimes you listen and you can never tell a person what they want to hear. But it helps to go about these steps in the right way. Consultation, sharing factual information, being consistent with the sharing with information, etc., etc.
You're quite right on that score. So the Tabata is this evening at 6. So for all of those watching this one who are thinking, I really want to be a part of that, plus my friend there in Nevis who's thinking that she has to avail herself of this information too, tell us how to join up, how we can access it.
So you can visit www.hermab.org and you can sign up for free. As I said, the Tabata is open to the public. When I say the public, it's not relegated to those in Barbados. It's going to be a free event, and we welcome one and all as we celebrate International Human Resources Day, and happy International Human Resources Day.
To all human resources practitioners for sure, and everyone really. So what I also love too is that you've opened up membership now, because the perception once was that membership was simply for those who practiced HR. But now membership is open to supervisors for anyone, anywhere. And membership is also very affordable because it comes with benefits.
Absolutely. No, there is tiered membership. We have professional membership. We have affiliate membership. We have student membership. And the categories of membership provides the opportunity for just about anybody to become a member, because the importance of joining HERMAB is to, one, have a network of professionals that you can lean on. And I think it's far more beneficial for people who are not HR practitioners to join HERMAB. As you said, our fees are quite sustainable. $100 a year is your annual subscription if you're a professional member, and that is tiered, but you can find all the membership information also on our website, www.hormab.org.
.bb.
.bb.
That's all right. I had to throw that one in that to startle you just a little bit. Brittany Brathwaite, I want to thank you as always for joining us here on Morning Barbados. Something tells me this Tabata is going to be interesting, so interesting. And we really want everyone to feel free to join. So go to HERMAB's website, hrmab.org.bb. Get to learn more. And while you're there, sign up to be one of those members of HERMAB as well. The organization comes with benefits, that membership, and certainly those benefits will redound to the success of your organization as well. So Brittany Brathwaite, thank you so much and good luck with the Tabata this evening. And of course, we are always ready whenever you're ready to talk to us to share more
Thank
from
you
her
very
mouth.
much.
You're welcome.
Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Likewise. So we'll take a break right here and we're back with more on Morning Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We're 12 minutes till the hour of 7 o'clock here on Morning Barbados as we turn our attention now to the parish of St. John. And as you know, as I've told you, month of May, St. John month. And so we're happy this morning to be joined by the Public Relations Officer of the St. John Parish Independence Committee, Lasonta Maskell. Good morning to you, Lasonta.
Hi, good morning, Pearson.
Just drift a little to your left. Good girl. There you are,
Yes.
Lasonta. All right. So you are the Public Relations Officer for the Parish Independence Committee. What a month it has been. So tell me about what you've been doing so far for the month.
Okay, so we started off the month correctly by going to church. We went to church on our second day. Later in the month, we took a hike, and we have been calling around in different communities asking for persons who may need help. We also were looking for elderly because next week, as you will see in the calendar of events, when we get to that later, we are giving out fruit baskets to the elderly on the 30th of May. During the month of May, we've just been reintroducing ourselves again to the St. John community and to Barbados in a whole. So if you check our social medias at St. John Parish Ambassadors, both on Facebook and Instagram, you would see that our logo our project logo that has reach on it, that we posted that and we explained the meaning of the letters and other stuff.
Okay, so for all of us who are not from St. John, explain for us what is the campaign Reach?
Okay, so the campaign Reach is basically our project for this year, and I cannot speak too much about it on here because it is for the final show, but I can tell you what the letters mean. So the letter R would be like to revitalize sports in the community. The project is really about, becoming an entrepreneur from sports, because a lot of people don't realize that you can make a lot of money from sporting activities or just a sporting business in general. The letter E will be to educate, right? We are educating people about those things. A stands for association, C stands for community and commitment, and then H will be to highlight
All right, so who are this year's parish ambassadors for St. John?
So this year's parish ambassadors for St. John are the wonderful. We have Mrs. Danielle Bishop-Small and her partner is Mr. Jamal Ford, and they are both entrepreneurs, which is great because it helps with the project. It shows younger folks and other people, older ones as well, because our committee is really committed to bridging the gap between the old and youth. But it shows everyone that we can all be entrepreneurs, because Jamal himself, he's not only an entrepreneur, but he's a student. So he's really inspiring to all of us.
I saw how your face lit up when you wanted to talk about the parish ambassadors, because you're so very excited about them and their potential for assisting St. John and further developing St. John. And speaking of development, let's head over to tomorrow. Tomorrow, the 21st, you're having some activity there in the parish of St. John. I'm sure you want to canvass everybody to come to that particular event. What's happening tomorrow, Friday?
So tomorrow, the 21st, we're having Plant a Tree there. We're encouraging all members of the St. John community to plant a tree, plant something, whether it's a fruit, a vegetable, plant something in your garden, create a kitchen garden, because we want a greener Barbados, a healthier Barbados, where we are not only growing Beijing, but we are eating Beijing.
So wherever you are, whatever you're choosing to do tomorrow, plant a tree. Plant a tree, whether it's for shade or for food, plant a tree. That's what you're saying to everyone in St. John, and that's a whole day activity?
Yes, it is. So if you are going to work in the morning, you can plant your tree in the evening. If you're going to work in the evening, you can plant your tree in the morning and post it on social media and tag us on Facebook or Instagram, or you can send me a picture on WhatsApp for me to post for you at 241-4047.
241-40...
47.
4047.
241. Yes.
All right. So tomorrow is planting day in St. John. Everyone in St. John is encouraged to plant a tree from very early right through to the evening. And of course, when you do so, tag your video, tag your picture to the St. John Parish Independence Committee. And let's have a really good time tomorrow, because the effort of planting a tree really does our community good. Then on the 24th, what's happening then?
On the 24th, we are reaching out to the community again, to the community of St. John again. As you know, because of COVID-19, certain protocols have been in place, and we were not really allowed to walk around, because we did not only want to protect ourselves, but we want to protect the community of St. John. So from next week, Monday, on the bank holiday, we will be walking around in the areas of Sherburne and Venture, and we'll be reaching out to the community in those particular parts of St. John.
So this is a community walkthrough, essentially, by the parish ambassadors and the committee?
Yes.
All right. So you're almost, again, getting to know who your parish ambassadors are in St. John on the 24th. That's a public holiday, so everybody, most people will be at home anyhow. So you get from 10 o'clock in the morning, where you see those gold-colored shirts coming out, look out. The parish of St. John, the parish ambassadors will be making a way through Sherburne and Venture. And we really want you to, as a family, support them in this month of activities as well. But I like what you're doing on the 27th. I like that one. So tell everybody about this Reach, Make St. John Clean Again.
We are making St. John clean again on the 27th to the 28th of May. We are encouraging those residents in Huttersville and also the residents in Clifton Hall to put out the bookways, and we will pick them up. We will clean them up on Thursday and Friday next week.
Don't put out the car. That's what you're saying as well.
Not the car. The cars are not included.
So the other kinds of bulk waste, of course. And which organization are you working with so that you can actually ably remove these bulk items that will be put out?
Sanitation.
Okay, with the Sanitation Service Authority. So you'll put people, you're asking folks to put it out, and so the Sanitation Service Authority will be moving through around what times so that folks can know that that item will be removed?
There are no specific times at this time, but we are asking that you will put them out early in the morning, or actually try to put them out on the day in front on Wednesday, so it'll be easier for us if we come early.
So on the 27th and 28th is the removal of all bulk items. And of course we're getting ready for, the upcoming hurricane season, so it's very important that you do so. But you're focusing specifically on the 27th and 28th in Huttersville and Clifton Hall, correct?
Hall.
All right.
Yes, but this is just a start.
It's just a start, because after that, of course, the actions will continue outside of May alone. You'll continue doing so. Then on the 29th...
Yes, we will clean other bases.
Yeah, you're springing into action on the 29th.
Yes, on the 29th, we are giving back to the community. So at this point in time, I would like to encourage any person from St. John who is suffering financially, who doesn't have much food in the cupboard, to message us on Facebook and Instagram at St. John Parish Ambassadors, or me on WhatsApp at 241-4047, and let us know that you need help, because we haven't found that much people as yet to help. I am also encouraging persons that may not be less fortunate but may have more than the usual person. I am asking that you donate to this cause. We've already had a few persons and organizations donating. Also, on the 30th, the Sunday, we will be giving fruit baskets to our elderly, 95 years and older. Again, I'm asking for anyone to donate to us if you can, and also to message us on Instagram or Facebook at St. John Parish Ambassadors, or me on WhatsApp at 241-4047 to let us know any elderly inside of the community. We're giving 30 fruit baskets out on Sunday. And again, giving back to the elderly, giving back to the less fortunate is not something we are only doing for our month of May, but it's something that we are starting in the month of May, and we will continue throughout, because it is really important for us to give back, not only as a committee, but as a people, as a community.
I love that. And you're asking everyone there to, as a community, to spring into action. If you see someone in need, identify that someone in need. If you have things that you know others can benefit from, I mean really good things, food stuff and other items, spring into action and contact our good friend here, Lasanta, and make sure that the parish ambassadors are able to help you in there as well. And I'm sure part of that springing into action is to volunteer. If you have some time and you have some muscle, volunteer, right?
Yes.
Now, that clarion call for the parish talent, let's talk a little bit about that and how you want to encourage people in St. John to join you on that journey to submit for the parish talent.
So I have some exciting news. The Parish Talent Show auditions have been extended from the 15th of May until the 31st of May. I am pleading with the members of the St. John community to please, if you can sing, you can act, you can perform spoken word. Even if you can't do it, you know someone who can, please contact us on Facebook and Instagram, again at the St. John Parish Ambassadors. As you can see on the poster, you can contact us at stjohnpic@gmail.com, or even me again on WhatsApp 241-4047, or even CICS headquarters at cics@barbados.gov.bb. Please contact us. We want to show Barbados what our people from St. John can do. We know you are talented. We know that you have the power and the talent to do it. So please come out. Please sign up. Please participate in the talent show.
And I know St. John over the years have always put forward, you know, some very strong competitors in the parish independence celebrations and the Spirit of the Nation show. So yet again, we're encouraging everyone in St. John to join you on this journey in the month of May. It's the month of St. John. It doesn't stop in the month of May at the end of the 31st, but it continues, and really and truly we're encouraging everyone all through the activities, starting tomorrow, to plant that tree. Plant a tree from bright and early in the morning, start planting some trees. Then on the 24th, there is going to be a walk through Sherburne and St. John. We encourage you to open your doors and welcome those parish ambassadors and make St. John clean again, everybody. Even though you're in Hothersall and Clifton Hall, all over St. John, put out those bulk items. On the 27th and 28th, the Sanitation Service Authority will be moving through to remove them as we prepare for the hurricane season as well. And then, of course, we are all called to spring into action in St. John. Give and give and give to those less fortunate. And of course, the number to call is 241-4047. 241-4047. Make Lasanta busy by keeping her phone ringing constantly. And again, there's a call out for those parish talents as well, so get those talents in. So Lasanta, I want to thank you so much, but I want to wish you and the Parish Independence Committee every success for the rest of the month and for the rest of the year as well, and for the upcoming Spirit of the Nation show as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I want to wish you success as well. Thanks for having us. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Lasanta. How very kind of you. All right. Look at the time. Let's give you our good decision of the day today, brought to you by Glucerna, with those nutrients to support your immune system. It says, set realistic goals and be consistent. It may take some time to get the results you want. It's vital, though, to break your ultimate goal down into stages and set lots of smaller goals to keep you motivated along the way. Results come through regular and consistent activity. Stick to your program and avoid frequent stops and starts. You will be amazed at the outcome. That's a good decision of the day today. Make it setting realistic goals and being consistent your decision today, brought to you by Glucerna, with nutrients to support your immune system. We're taking a break and we're back with more.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Well, let's find out what's in the news now. Once again, here's Shane Seeley.
Yes, and we're hearing this morning, Pearson, that stakeholders in the entertainment industry want answers, calling on the government to give a timetable and outline plans to reopen the sector. The Barbados Association of Event Professionals says while it appears all other sectors have been briefed on the way forward with an ease in restrictions, talks about the entertainment industry have been mute. Vice President Orlando Newton says there needs to be some kind of urgent consultation.
Other stakeholders in the economy have been brought to the table to discuss the issues and the way forward. And we are still awaiting that call. We have met with other stakeholders in the industry at different levels, but an official meeting with the powers that be have not yet come. We have taken this time to prepare ourselves, understanding, for example, with PAL, we have always, but right now we have activated fully our contactless ticketing systems. Our suppliers are looking at ways and means to look at the health issues that may occur. So our industry.
Now, a few weeks ago, there was talk about crop over. The Carl Apowit, the secretary with the association, says the industry is due an update on the island's biggest festival.
Last year, we were able to do in that finale weekend, there were a few events that were actually held. They were held within restrictions, restricted numbers, requisite protocols, things like that were necessarily in place. We were building towards it. If they're still thinking of necessarily moving towards some element of crop over, we would think that sooner rather than later, that information would be shared. Because one thing about crop over, it is very much a community festival. And when I say community, in that, yes, we know it in terms of the competitions as such that would be staged, but there are also other fringe events that are held under the aegis of the whole festival season, which actually make up a bulk of the season, and they are they're like private partnerships, because not only is it engaging event producers, it's also engaging, let's say, the private sector as sponsors, as well as branded events.
Barbados' active COVID-19 cases numbers have reduced significantly after 30 people recovered from the viral illness. The The 30 were discharged, leaving just 59 people in isolation after 428 more tests were carried out with the Best Dos Santos Public Health Laboratory on Tuesday. However, 3 more females tested positive for COVID-19. Looking at the other stats now, Barbados has recorded 3,975 cases in total, broken down into 1,923 females and 2,052 males. 76,045 people have been vaccinated, and of that number, 47,132 of them have received both doses. By next year, primary and secondary school students will have more healthy and wholesome nutrition options on the menu when the National School Nutrition Policy takes effect. The Acting Chief Education Officer, Joy Adamson, gave an update during a childhood obesity prevention online workshop for media personnel.
The Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training will be focusing on 3 main areas. 1. We will be reviewing the menus of the school meals department. 2. We will place more emphasis on health and activity in our schools. And 3. We will be informing our parents on how to prepare healthy meals and encourage their children on board to consume healthy meals as well.
And that's it for your 7 a.m. headline news. I'm Shane Seeley. Back over to you, Pearson.
Shane, thank you. It's 7 after 7. Don't forget we'll have more news coming up at noon in the CBC News Day. We'll take a break here, and when we're back, the Crumbs question of the day.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Nine minutes after 7 o'clock, it is indeed a Thursday, a day for exceptional youth. But before we get to our next exceptional youth, we want to give you today's Crumbs question of the day. Time for you to call me now on 228-5562 or 228-5563 to see if you could correctly answer today's Crumbs question of the day. Today's question is, how many salads does Crispies serve? And I'd like you to name them. How many salads does Crispies serve? Name them. So there are 2 parts to the question. I want you to give me how many salads served by Crispy, and then I would like you to identify those salads as well. So you got to know how many, and you'd have to know their name, and you give us a call on 228-5562 or 228-5563. Correctly answer, and you're a winner. So how many salads does Crispies serve? And name them. Good luck to you. I am lost, but good luck to you for real. 228-5562 or 228-5563. And of course, as you know by now, with Crispies, it's delicious right down to the very last crumb. So, today, let's turn our attention to our next exceptional youth who's known as a bear. Why? What does that mean? Her name is Tamika Jordan. Good morning to you, Tamika.
Hi, good morning.
So, good to have you. What is a bear in this context?
Okay, well, our school mascot is actually a bear, so we call ourselves bears based on the fact that we have a number of sports teams and we just use the mascot's name to describe ourselves.
Okay, so your mascot is the bear. So as a member of the Missouri State University and an athlete there, you are also a bear.
Yes, please.
Okay. Now, Tamika, a lot of people are watching TV and say, I know her. She went to school at my school. What schools did you go to school here in Barbados?
I went to Queens College from 1st to 5th form and then to St. Michael's School for 6th form.
All right. So now they know they can place you into contests, but you are fast. Tamika, tell me a little bit about these events that you participate in as a sports person.
Okay, so when I was at home, it was only the 100-meter dash and the 200-meter dash. But as I got to college, there was an indoor that I didn't know about. So I was introduced to the 60-meter dash as well. So I participated in all 3 events as I was here as a bear for the last 4 years.
So you're there, the bear, at Missouri State, and you are being trained as an athlete and so forth. So you had a chance to rub shoulders with some new coaches, some other athletes and the like. Did the big lights in that big stadium, did those dazzle you to the point where you felt as though you were crippled? How did you use the opportunity?
I used to be nervous at home, and over the years, I as you grow up in the sport and you get more accustomed to being in the sport, the nerves kind of settle and everything. And at home, it was like you knew everybody you were competing with every weekend at the stadium. But being over here, you don't know anybody. So I kind of adjusted a lot. I wasn't nervous as it was going to trap me, so I just went to do my job and everything. And I progressed from there.
But when you landed there at Missouri State, you had to be assessed by your coaches. So right away, at your first assessment, and they looked at your technique and so forth, what did they say to you?
There wasn't much I had to change about myself. I had a very good start. That's one of the reasons I was recruited, because I used to get out really fast for my sprint events. I guess the one thing that I really tweaked is my arm action and my ability to transition more in my races and finish stronger.
How did you get to Missouri in the first place? So what was it that propelled you there?
Okay, so when I first was looking at schools to go to, I found upon Missouri State because there were a couple of Barbadian athletes already here. So I had called one up and she spoke to me about the city here and about the coaches and everything. And the coach was also a Barbadian. So he had this thing for recruiting Barbadian people already. So it was easy for me to just slide right in.
And there you are making a success. So since 2017, you were there?
Yes, please.
And how was it settling in? You had the Barbadian support, yes, but settling into a new space, a new culture, a new approach on your own, all of those kinds of things. How was that for you?
It was very hard in the beginning. It was a culture shock for me. The weather is different here. And my team wasn't the strongest when it came to togetherness and everything. So my first year was my most difficult year. But as things changed, as people left, as we got new coaches, the dynamic was improved a lot. Things became easier. I still miss home so much all the time, but it's been better.
It's most about home?
My family. The beaches and the warm weather.
Your family. So who's here? Because I'm sure they're watching. So who's here that you want to say good morning to?
I said good morning to my mother, Anastasia Jordan, my father, Pedro Jordan, my brother, Theory Jordan, and my sister, Somaya Edwards.
Oh, that's so beautiful indeed to say, hi, everybody. So, and that beach that you miss most, which is it?
Brandon's Beach.
Why?
I live right at the Brandon's Lake. It's just a drive down the road from me.
Oh, I see.
So I used to just go, yeah.
Very good. So while at Missouri State, what courses of study were you engaged in?
My bachelor's degree is in exercise and movement science.
Why?
Being an athlete, I guess, like exercise was, I was just drawn to it, and I was just always interested in sport rehabilitation as and strength and conditioning. So I wanted to do some of that initially. So I just got into the courses that I wanted to learn more about, like how the body moves, like kinesiology is like was my main focus on biomechanics and everything. And I've just always been around a lot of coaches that had a different teaching styles and training styles, and I've just always been interested in finding like my own kind of style, like what I was most drawn to if I was to go into the coaching realm as my like for a career. So that just really interests me a lot.
But Tamika, you know, you went to Queen's College, you went to the St. Michael's School. You could have chosen any other career path, but you allowed sport to take dominance over everything else. How come?
I guess being in it for the last 11 years, I just was interested, you know, like in the future, maybe if I wanted to coach athletes, I've been doing the same sport as I was. I just wanted to know more about it. I wanted to really just continue to be involved in sports because sports has just always been the center of my life.
Was it difficult for you to convince your parents that this is my life? I want to do sports. I want to allow sports to take me where I need to go. Was it difficult doing that?
No, it wasn't. Like my parents, for me, they've always been so supportive, and we spoke a lot. You know, like it wasn't a hard decision to decide what I wanted to do my degree in or anything like that. Like we just knew that sports was something that I was gonna do good in, whether I like whatever job I went into with it.
So lucky girl. But there you are, the Valley 4x1 meter relay women's champion. Congratulations. How was that
Thank
for you?
So it was an amazing moment. Like how the meet was going for us, it was kind of touch and go. Like we didn't know what was going to happen, everything, you know, that's the norm going into big competitions like that. But like our relay team, especially for the past like 2 meets before coming up to conference, we were struggling a little bit because I had to actually be a shoe-in. I wasn't on the relay team at first. So I kind of had to step up and run the leg and everything. And the practices were going slightly okay. But like on conference, they just came together and we were just so excited. And it was a big moment for us because we haven't won the relay since 2016, our school.
All right, so there you are now. At 5 years later, you are the winners of it. And you, Tamika, were part of that team that brought glory to Missouri State. Well done. But while at university, I know you also got involved in a number of other activities around everything that was happening. Were you not also on the Athletics Advisory Committee? And in what other areas did you serve?
I was also on the Academic Integrity Council, and that was from 2018 to 2019 because they have a number of like positions depending on where you are in the school. So as I was a rep in sports, so I represented the entire athletics realm of the school. So it was only me by myself, and then I had other people like, you know, that were involved in like community service, like just different departments of the school were involved in the council.
But you were also on the Dean's list. Boy, what an honor to be on the Dean's list. When you found out that you were listed among those on the Dean's list, tell me what the feeling.
It was great. It was amazing. And that was my first year at the school as well. It was really, I didn't know how the university was going to compare to school back home. I didn't know if I was going to manage the work, but somehow I was able to just put my head down and just get through.
How would you describe the approach, the process, the discipline, the everything that happens at Missouri State when you compare it with what happens with our education system here in Barbados?
I guess from sixth form, they kind of told you you're going to be mostly doing all the work on your own, though the teachers are there to help you and everything. And college is basically the same thing. The advisors, the professors, everyone's there to help you, but at the same time, most of the work is like on your own and everything. You have to really use those resources when you actually need the help and everything. Don't be afraid to reach out and everything like that. Compared to back home, I guess everything is more like grade system wise and everything is a lot different. But I wouldn't say it's like anything out of reach and no one was able to manage if they were able to be in my shoes.
That's good. Now, there are lots of young girls out there as young athletes as well, because we've only just last weekend started back our track performances here at the Brian Brathwaite Stadium. I know that must break your heart to think that this pandemic has really stopped a lot of people from being on their favorite playground, the track or the field. How are you guys coping there at Missouri State with that and the protocols and restrictions that have been put in place, but you still want to be able to practice and do best what you do?
Okay, so when I first got back here last year for the upcoming school year, I was hesitant on coming back, honestly, because of everything that was going on here. Like, I didn't have a coach, first of all. There was a rising number of cases initially. There's a lot of things that I was just like, I don't know what I'm going back to. There was so much uncertainty. The team itself was not, no one was really interested in, I guess, like being in a position where they could possibly get sick or anything like that. And it was touch and go for a while, especially indoor season. We had some cancellations with meets and everything that because we're outbreaks still going on. But as spring approached and everything, the cases started to die down. Everyone was actually looking to get vaccinated. Some of us are vaccinated now. Even with testing every week and temperature checks and just having the training staff really make sure we're okay. Like, eventually everyone became more comfortable, and I guess after a while we actually just settled in back into our groove, and things were actually looking up, and everyone decided to be okay, let's go. We still have a season, we actually got our season, and we were able to have meets, and we competed and we got through.
So, Tamika, now let's get into some other business now. You're a Barbadian. You're a Barbadian in America, furthermore. How did people respond to you and your sound and everything else as a Barbadian? What was the reaction like?
When I first got here, there were some people that did make fun of my accent, but I didn't really think anything about it because they said, because especially being here in Missouri, there are a lot of people that don't get to engage with a lot of international people or people from the Caribbean or other places on the international scene.
Right.
So it was a big adjustment, yeah. Like, eventually, but I have a lot of people telling me you sound really cool. You had wanted to know more about the country and everything.
And obviously, their ignorance of Barbados led them to say, "Oh, Rihanna," right?
There are a couple of people. There's some people actually think Rihanna is from Jamaica as well. So
really?
It's like, yes.
You set them straight, right?
Of course.
So talk to me a little bit about how do you eat? Do you miss the home food, that kind of thing?
When I was living in the dorms my first 2 years, I missed home food a lot because that was food from a cafeteria. But now that I live on campus and live for myself, I cook for myself, so I don't have that issue anymore.
Aha. And you cook the Bajan foods, or do you cook the American foods?
No, the Bajan foods.
All right. So what are you really good at cooking?
Macaroni pie and chicken.
You're such a Bajan. You are such a Bajan. Macaroni pie and some baked chicken. I hope your mother's happy with that diet that you're engaging with. She's watching, she's listening.
Yes, she is.
All right, fair enough. So, couple questions. If you came home today, this very minute, who's the first person you would like to see?
My parents.
All right. And where's the first place you'd like to go? Brandon's
The
Beach. Wait a minute. What's the first thing you'd want to eat?
Japan.
Cheese on bread. You ready to cover your face. Tamika, you're such a Bajan, but you're also one of our exceptional young people as well. And we wanted to reach across the seas to say hi to you. You're engaging now in your master's. You're preparing to do that, right?
Yes, please.
And hopefully very soon you'll be back to Barbados to lend of all that you've been able to learn, your expertise in those disciplines as well. So we want to commend you today, Tamika, on everything you're doing, the success you've achieved thus far. And something tells us you're going to continue to be very successful. You're already making us very, very proud. What an exceptional young woman you are. Tamika Jordan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. Have a great day.
You do too. Thank you so much, Tamika Jordan. Shafet. Look at you. All right, let's see if we have a winner of our today's Crumbs. Question of the day is 25 minutes after the hour of 7. That question, if you recall, is how many salads does Crispies serve? And we asked you to name them. What's the answer if you have a winner? Let's see. Do we have a winner? Hey, we have 3 salads, garden, coleslaw, and macaroni salad. S is for what? Slaw? Well, S Mears, congratulations to you. You are correct when you say there are 3 salads, garden, coleslaw, and macaroni salad. So S. Mears, you will get a call from someone from Crumbs Bakery, and they'll be arranging with you how to collect your winnings. So S. Mears, thanks for correctly saying 3 salads: the garden salads, the coleslaw, and macaroni salad from Crispies. Congratulations to you. Tomorrow there's another question. We'll take a break and we're back with more. Don't need to tell you what time it is, do I? For in celebration of Child Month 2021, the Heart and Stroke Foundation of Barbados, the Childhood Obesity Prevention Program, continues to bring greater awareness of good health and nutrition for our children. So it's time for today's quiz. Today's quiz requires you now to call me on 228-5562 or 228-5563. I'll give you a question. You give me the answer. We have a little chat for just a little while. You know how it goes. You and I get a chance to talk for the very first time for the morning. And of course, you become a winner with the Heart and Stroke Foundation of Barbados in the Childhood Obesity Prevention Quiz. So today's question is for you to correctly answer. The question is, red meat provides a good source of which nutrient? Red meat provides a good source of which nutrient? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Can you tell me red meat provides a good source of which nutrient? Do you know? Hi, good morning. 228-5562 or 228-5563. That's your chance now to win with the Heart and Stroke Foundation of Barbados, the Childhood Obesity Prevention Quiz. So, red meat provides a good source of which nutrient? You know this. I know you know this. When you get it, you will say to yourself, simple. Morning, hello. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Not bad.
Say it again.
I said not bad.
You're not doing too badly. Good. What's your first name, sir?
Gregory.
Hey, Gregory. How are you? Gregory, good to have you. Thank you for calling. So, Greg, where in Barbados do you live?
Close to you, CB, Lower Bernice.
You close to, oh, you're in Lower Bernie. You just up the hill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, Gregory, you have children in the house?
Yeah, I have children in the house. Grand.
What kinds of ages are they?
14 to 1.
Oh, big hard back, as we say, right?
There are 5 of them.
Oh, okay. So they're grown children. So, Greg, let me talk a little bit here now. So, red meat provides a good source of which nutrient?
That one got me stumped.
Me too, for real, Gregory. But because I know the answer, now I know better. So that one has you stumped.
Yeah.
You want to give a try? Just call what you think it is.
Nutrient meaning what?
I know, you tell me. Don't ask me questions, Greg. I do the asking. You want to get, okay, Greg, so I'll give you a chance later on. So you call again if you can work it out, all right?
Try another morning. Thanks. You enjoy it.
That's all right. You take care. Likewise, Gregory. All right, 228-5562 or 228-5563. So the question still remains open for you to win today. Red meat provides a good source of which nutrient? Good morning to you. Hello.
Peace be unto you and yours.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's see if that's happening again today. Good morning.
Hello.
Tum. Let's try it. Whatever we did just now, let's see if we can do what we did again. Good morning.
Hello.
Ah, there you are. Gail?
Yes, please.
How are you?
Trying to survive. Thanking God for a new day.
Amen, girl. It's a beautiful day today. I know you're in the
Oh,
parish of
yes.
St. Michael for real.
Oh,
So,
yes.
Gail, what's your answer? Red meat provides a good source of which nutrient?
B6, vitamin B12. Let me give you, help me with the names. It is niacin.
I will save you from
part of
yourself,
the
Gail. Even though my
nutriment.
reception.
It has zinc.
No. Nope.
No.
Stop. So let me save you. You're wrong. But thank you for trying. I know I've been having a little give it in and out just now, folks. But let's just try again and see if we get another call. I want to make a winner of you today. Which nutrients, really, red meats provide a good source of which nutrients? You all know this. I'm telling you, you know this. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Pearson. How are you doing?
Help me here, folks. Inside, whatever you did just now, let me do it again. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Pearson.
Right, sir. What's your first name?
Wesley.
All right, you're cracking up in my ear. So let's talk a bit of it. Now, what's your answer?
14, over. 14.
Crew, help me. He said protein? Absolutely
Yes,
right,
protein.
sir. What's the first name?
Wesley, Wesley.
Oh, like Charles Wesley. Wesley, thank you so much. You're absolutely right. Protein is the answer. Duh, you would say, right? So Wesley, stay on the phone. Don't put down. Stay right there. Someone will take some other information from you because you're absolutely correct. When you say protein. Red meat provides a good source of protein. That's the answer. So well done to you, Gregory, in today's Heart and Stroke Foundation of Barbados Childhood Obesity Prevention quiz. We'll have another quiz for you tomorrow. A break and we're back.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
25 minutes now to go to the hour of 8 o'clock as we continue with a focus on our exceptional youth today, Thursday. This young lady is indeed exceptional. Her name is Tiffany Webster. Tiffany, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Or should I have said the owner of TJ Paws? How does it feel to know that you are the owner of your own business?
Great. It's honestly a very great feeling.
It's a great feeling. So how old are you now?
I'm 17 years old.
You're 17 years old, so you're still in school.
Yes,
and here it is, you're operating your own business. Tell everyone what TJ Paws is about.
TJ Paws is a pet treat business. We bake homemade treats for dogs and cats. All of our ingredients are organic and made with human grade ingredients, and they're all safe for dogs and cats. And that's basically it.
It sounds so scientific. Are you a science girl?
I definitely am.
So what triggered your interest into going in this particular direction of providing treats for dogs and cats?
Really and truly, the inspiration came from my cat. Last year, we started realizing that he was having allergic reactions to certain pet treats and foods. And I was like, I really wanted him to have the best experience. So I looked up different ways that I can make foods for him, and then treats came into the idea. And I was like, what happens to dogs as well, though? So I started doing a lot of research in terms of what ingredients as well as what combinations of ingredients are safe for dogs and tasty at the same time. And I just started doing it for fun for my friends, and their dogs absolutely loved them. And they were like, Tiffany, you should really start a business, you know? And I hopped on the idea. I didn't hesitate.
So basically, it's almost like a cookie, right?
Yes, it's a biscuit, basically.
It's a biscuit. Who tasted it? Who tasted it to make sure it had the right taste?
Well, I taste every single treat, actually. I'm very serious.
You know, for a lot of people watching today, they're thinking, who? Dog food? Cat food? I'm not tasting that.
They're all human grade ingredients, so it's actually very safe for us to eat.
And they smell delicious as well?
They do. They have the house lights up when I'm baking.
This is so very interesting. So, but is every cat and every dog going to fall in love with TJ Paws treats?
Well, animals are just like us. They have their own individual likings and preferences. But for the most part, they do. And we have 12 available treats for dogs. So if they don't like one, they can try the other 11.
Really? And these different treats will be in terms of flavor?
Yes, please.
Really? I didn't know a dog preferred the chocolate over vanilla. You're telling me that?
Well, dogs are actually allergic to chocolate. It's toxic for them.
So walk me through then the flavors of treats for dogs that you have.
We have peanut butter and pumpkin biscuits. We have blueberry biscuits, strawberry and banana, pineapple cookies. We also have treats available for puppies and senior dogs whose teeth may not be as developed. So that is soft chew banana bread. We also have minty bites. That is a dental treat. Parsley and mint as well. So parsley helps with the breaking down of bacteria that is within the dog's teeth, and that causes the bad breath. So parsley helps break that down. We all know that mint is a very good breath freshener, and it is very safe for dogs, and it also helps with digestion and stuff like that. For cats, we have we have grain-free tuna bites, we have mackerel crackers, and turkey and spinach squares.
You have quite a menu. I'm serious. Honestly,
yes,
this is so very, very interesting. And you're only 17 years old. How long have you been doing this now, TJ Paws?
Well, I officially launched 12th of April this year, but I've been baking since October last year.
So talk to me a little bit about that. So the same way you go shopping to bake a human beings, cakes and pastries, the same kind of shopping you will do for your treats for the dogs.
Yes, but actually, I have to shop at organic stores because certain things are going to be toxic for animals. I have to make sure that the ingredients are low in sodium, no added sugars and stuff like that, because all of that isn't safe for dogs. So it's a very tricky shopping experience because I have to pay special attention to the ingredients at the back.
And I'm trying to imagine how the testing. Obviously, you have to test it on the animals. So, and they will clearly be your best testing market, who give you the best survey results.
Yes, please.
So you have a dog and a cat that you can test your products on.
I actually have 2 cats, but my cousin next door, she has a puppy, and all of my friends were just very willing and very honest with me. I was able to test out all of the treats 1,000,001 times, trying different ingredients to see which ones worked best for them, and I got both positive and negative feedback, and I took everything into consideration, and here I am.
You're so impressive. The business side of your activity, TJ Paws, though, who is the one that sits down and determines, okay, this is the amount of money we'll put towards product, this is how we'll do towards packaging and so forth? Who's the one that does that?
Both of my parents are very
involved.
Helpful. They are involved, and they have helped me along the way. So, yeah.
So you're lucky to have that family support in all of this as well. That's
my
fantastic.
Family as well.
So I've seen the packaging there. Who designed the packaging?
Graphic Gold on Instagram. They designed my logo, and I just got other businesses to help me print and stuff like that.
How are you managing TJ Paws, the business, which I'm sure is building, and you see the phone ringing already, and work that you're doing at school as well? How are you handling that?
It was hectic at first. I mean, I'm in 6th form now, so the workload is a lot. But for right now, what I'm doing is that I would let people know that I'll be baking this week, and they will place their orders so that I don't have to be baking throughout the week. So my week is specifically for school and schoolwork, and then I would bake on weekends and also do deliveries.
All right, so for anyone watching today who wants to access TJ Paws, the treats, how can they reach you? The information is right there on the screen, everybody. Go ahead.
Yes, please. TJ Paws 246 on both Instagram and TikTok, and our phone number is 251-1400, and you can also reach us at Gmail at tjpaws246@gmail.com.
So 246 at Gmail, TJ Paws 246 as opposed to what we have this. So just we'll make that quick correction. TJ Paws 246. Everything is TJ Paws 246.
Yes, please.
At gmail.com is the email.
Yes,
and on IG and TikTok it's TJ Paws 246. Telephone 251-1400. And of course we'll keep that phone ringing for you. Now, you do more than just simply do your dog and cat treats, because you're into sport as well. Talk a little bit about that.
Yes, please. I started volleyball when I first came to the foundation, which is my first term, and I grew a love for it, and I went on my first national tour in Jamaica 2019, which I also captained. I captained the under-19 volleyball team for our foundation, and I also captained Carlton's first division team.
You're quite a leader. You're very much a leader, which is really fantastic. So you've done that. You've done all of those. Did you also play football?
Yes, please.
You know, somebody said, what kind of girl are you? You're doing all of these sports. You're doing football. You're doing the TJ Paws business, and you're managing it so very, very, very well. So
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. You're in 6th form, and so what are you studying at the moment?
I'm doing chemistry, biology, and environmental science, and as well as communication studies.
That's a lot. What eventually do you want to become?
I would love to be a veterinarian, and because of that, I thought that this business was a great idea, and if I could eventually own my clinic, that would be the sister brand to this as well. So, yeah.
You have quite a focus about what you want to achieve, and clearly it's built around animals, your love of animals and caring for animals and providing those things that do those animals good. So this love of animals, where did that come from, do you think?
Honestly, I've just been fortunate enough to be one of those children that always knew what they wanted to do. Before I even knew that a veterinarian was a thing, I just wanted to help animals. I wanted to be an animal hero. And my love for animals just grew, and I just know that whatever it is I do in life, it must be to help animals. And this is why I think that this business is a really great idea, because I want to have a positive impact on as many animals' lives as possible. And I couldn't wait to be this veterinarian. So I hopped on the idea, and the fact that I can make animals happy, even though I'm not helping them like in terms of the medical side, it really fills a space in my heart.
That's beautiful. What do you think about our education system in being able to help young people like yourself in school find their path through life? Do you think it is adequate? And if not, what changes would you like to see?
I think subjects like POB should be compulsory. That is what actually helped me a lot, because I did that at CSAT level. But I don't think that they speak enough on entrepreneurship and in terms of helping us with bills and just knowing how to live when we get older. That isn't something that is portrayed enough in schools. I think they should really work on that.
Principles of business needs to be a foundation subject from a foundation girl. All right. Her name is Tiffany Webster. The business is TJ Paws, and you'll see there right on your screen, everybody, the ways that you can access all of these great treats for your dogs and your cats. Eventually, Tiffany will be the next big vet on the island once she completes all of her studies, as she's nodding in agreement, full agreement. And of course, quickly, you can get onto her by calling her on 251 1400, 251 1400, or you can go to Instagram at TJPaws246 and see for yourself the range of products available as well. If you can't do either and you think an email works for you, TJPaws246 at gmail.com. Tiffany, well done. What an exceptional, mature sounding, mature outlook as well for a young lady you are. And we really want to commend you. You're very welcome, but we wish you every success, Tiffany. And we want to share that success with you. So don't be shy, share that success with us as well, okay?
I will.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure indeed. Thank you. Tiffany Webster, owner of TJ Paws 246. We are back after this break with another exceptional youngster. It's 11 minutes to go to 8 o'clock while we wait to get that next exceptional youth on the line. Just to remind you of this evening's HR Tabata. This evening at 6 o'clock. Remember, Human Resource Management Association of Barbados is encouraging everyone, because it's free. The access to the information is totally free to all. You need to go to HRMAB's website, hrmab.org.bb. At 6 o'clock this evening, you can log in and check in what's happening. The featured speaker is the Minister of Labour, Social Partnership Relations, and the third sector in the Honourable Colin Jordan. He'll speak, and then you get into that Tabata. Look at some of the subjects we're talking about this evening at 6. Leadership development with Joan Underwood. She's a coach talent development specialist, a master trainer, and a change practitioner. And in leadership today, given all that's been happening around us, that is absolutely critical that we hear from her and all the experience that she brings. Leadership development with Joan Underwood. That's about 15 minutes. They'll switch it up. And then we'll probably head over to Working from Home, Rewriting the Rules with Paula Walcott, who is Assistant Vice President of Sagicor General Insurance. She's also a chartered specialist in this field, and she's looking at working from home, rewriting the rules. And the rules have changed given the restrictions caused by the pandemic in which we're engaged at the moment. So that is also going to be 15 minutes of great news and inspiration. Then there's the War for Talent in a Changing Organization with Sharon Grant, and she's a Regional Training and Development Manager with the Yellow Media Group. She'll be looking at the War for Talent in a changing environment, and you know, with the change comes a look for new talent, that talent that fits going forward. And so there's a lot of headhunting going on at the moment, and certainly that war for that talent is on. And we'll talk a little bit about that in the 15 minutes in the Tabata a little later on this evening as well. But our girl, Industrial Unrest, Threat or Opportunity by Brittany Brathwaite, who is the president of HERMAB. That is about 15 minutes as well. And as Brittany tells you, communication is going to be one of those key aspects that she'll be focusing in on in this evening's Tabata. So once again, to be a part of it, go to the website hrmab.org.bb and you can sign up to be a part of it. It's absolutely free and it's open to everyone. Membership is also tiered and it's open to a number of you as well. So do join the Human Resource Management Association of Barbados. Now the activity in St. John continues this month as well, because tomorrow, Friday, 21st, there's Plant a Tree Day in St. John, and they're calling on all St. John residents to be a part of it. On the 24th, there's a community outreach, a walkthrough Venture and Sherburne in St. John. On the 27th and 28th, they're calling for those of you in Huddersfield and Clifton Hall in particular to put out your bulk waste. The Sanitation Service Authority will be coming through to clean up. And then on the 29th, there's a spring into action as you lend your support to those in need in the parish of St. John. So the appeal is for those of you to contact 241-4047 to give to those in need. Now, let's meet this next exceptional young person, a man. His name is Jeremy Haynes. Jeremy, good morning to you, Jeremy.
Morning, Mr. Bourne. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming through as well. Now, you are a footballer. Are you in Barbados or are you overseas?
Yes, I am currently here. I'm back home, and I must say I really missed the Caribbean, especially, of course, the weather and the beaches, and of course, yes. I miss my mom, so I decided to come home.
All right, home will always be home, Jeremy.
Exactly.
So, tell me, you got a chance on a football scholarship with the Barbados Soccer Academy to head off to the university. How was that in accessing that scholarship, and where did you go?
You know, it was a wonderful opportunity. I must really thank the Barbados Soccer Academy run by Jack Jabez Bovell. He's done an exceptional job. I was previously a member of another football club here locally, and what really impressed me about Jack is from the very first meeting, he was mentioning scholarships and, you know, taking the next step. And I must commend him to being part of that. You know, he's a great mentor, even now in adulthood. And, you know, the Barbados Soccer Academy has been able to acquire about 36 scholarships in 10 years, which I'm proud to be part of that.
Do you remember that trip to Disney?
I do.
What do you remember about that trip to Disney?
Well, the first thing I remember was not being able to go to Disney World, but other than that, the second thing was actually being exposed to many coaches and being able to showcase your talents against the very best, because, you know, we live in Barbados. It's a small island, and when we go, we have to compete against the talent from everywhere. And, you know, it was a wonderful opportunity to make connections and to be able to send videos and talk about your life experience to prospective coaches, and it really was life-changing for me.
So how was it when you got to the hotel in Fort Lauderdale in terms of the big bus that you had to get into? Talk to me, Jeremy.
Well, that was a good experience. Actually, what I remember from the bus was it wasn't quite a bus. I do remember it being a limousine, actually.
Correct. You got
which was quite
punked.
surprising.
You
Yes.
were punked at that time. You know, you
Right.
guys were told that you were going to get onto a big bus, but when you saw these limos, and you were also told maybe the president or the vice president in town, and so therefore these limos at the hotel. But there it was; those limos were ordered for you guys who were on that tour as well. So what a way to be treated by Jabez Vavel. That was all his work, you know, all his work.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
what university did you attend?
So I went to the state of Indiana, which is in the middle of the country, and I was fortunate to attend Indiana Purdue University, Fort Wayne. It's a Division I school, and I was able to have a good time there. I kind of was a diplomat while there because I was the only person from Barbados. So much so that my name on the campus was just Barbados. So I did my best every day to represent the country and also to represent the academy and to make my country proud and also of course my parents.
So when folks called you Barbados, others thought, why are they calling you Barbados? What was your answer?
Well, I figured it was easier than Germany for some people. Or
So, all right, fair enough. That was it for you. But then you pursued a course of study that I find interesting. What was that course of study you took?
yeah, so originally I was in biochemistry, and it was quite difficult to focus on the labs. Being able to travel, it was a challenge. So after I decided to switch gears a little bit and focus on public policy, but specifically in relation to economics and public finance, the study of taxation. My ultimate goal was to become a consultant. However, being on university really opened up opportunity I didn't really expect to what I do now, where I work with English preparation for certification exams similar to the SAT. If I hadn't gone to Indiana, I wouldn't have known the opportunity was there for me to do that. And I must say it opened doors I didn't know needed to be open. So I must thank God that I decided to go.
You know, there are lots of people who have a perception of sports people. They're just out there sweating themselves out and they don't have anything up top here at all. But you have proven to them that that's not true. So what advice would you give to a parent today who finds himself battling with a child who just wants to get involved in sports? What would you say to them?
Yeah, I would encourage them to think long term. We're only going to be children for a short time. Of course, when you're young, you just want to go on the field and play football or play the sport you love. But I think it's important to have that balance because everyone wants to be a professional player, but only about 5% of players in the world become professionals. So it's important to have that balance and to understand that maybe life will not take you on the path you want. Therefore, it's always important to have a plan B, which, of course, many people say, but it's very true.
And yours is public policy, their plan B. You're still interested very much in going on to the professional level?
Not so much. I'm more into just a fan of the game. You know, a wise man said that football is the most important of the unimportant things in life. So I've decided to continue my passion for the game with mentorship of young people and to just enjoy the game in general.
Love it. I love it indeed. Jeremy Haynes, it is a pleasure meeting you this morning. You are, for us too, one of our exceptional young people. We commend you. And I can't wait to hear more on your public policy. I hope you get a chance to really practice that real soon. And all the best in all your future endeavors, Jeremy. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, there he goes, Barbados, off and running indeed. All right, folks, that's it for today. It's Thursday after all, and we really want to thank you so much for spending the time with us. For the crew, to all of you, have a terrific day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.